they're just coasting and don't have a lot of overhead, but like it's kind of wild to me. All right, so who wants to play some Dwarf Fortress, chat? Twitch chat, say hi, YouTube. Let's play some adventure mode. I'm just going to put a marker in the chat here, and I'm gonna start up my music player, so that we can have some video game sounds. How's that sound to use? It's right there and right there. And the DF music file and adventure mode official soundtrack, and grab these. And then close that. Then click this, go here, click this, go here. And click this and go here. And okay. I am the one who knocks. Well, I don't know. Update from last time. I don't have any zombies, but what's up, Alucard? How's things? Him go fast as well. Lord JJ, Beres, Happy Oak, Nimlark, Dominark, DS. Let's go play video games, shall we? So like I said, I don't have any zombies. However, I have a couple pets. So, yeah. Also, I'm a necromancer. Yeah, those are cave dragons that are currently chasing some sort of wildlife. So these are cave dragons. I don't think are they mountable? No, they're not. That's sad. The beak dogs, however, are mountable. I think. Yeah, so I can try to... Okay, I was going in the wrong direction. Let's wait for them to come back. Slim Crave Dragon Race. Oh, they're beating the shit out of a yak. Yes, they are beating the shit out of a yak over here. Now they come back. So we have 31 pets and 1 companion. Oh, there's the yak that they killed. Good for you, big old buddy. You done did it. We killed a goblin master of a goblin civilization, taking them to my fort. So I'm gonna use these dragons to assault goblin strongholds. We acquired all of these dragons up here in Malice Clods. We started up here somewhere. We kind of went down here, worked our way through here, crossed over here, killed a dragon with all of my dragons. But after we went to this, well, okay, first off, we went to Chunk Wicked, which was this was after I became a necromancer. I assaulted a necromancer tower and got the necromancer slab. This is Chunk Wicked. Chunk Wicked, it was a goblin pit that we went in and slaughtered as many things as possible to train up as much as possible. And then we went over to the Dark Goblin Fortress, which was mostly empty. But when we got to the bottom of it, we found cave dragons. So I went and claimed a bunch of cave dragons and beak dogs. Yeah, they just kind of do this occasionally and horribly murder random wildlife. It's kind of hysterical. But if we want them to come back, I just go here and say, wait an hour, and then they come back. The goal for today is I would like to assault another goblin stronghold, which the one I'm heading for is literally right in front of us. It's this. It's Stoker Winkled? Twinkled. No, it's Stoke Twinkled. So we're gonna go to Stoke Twinkled and see how much carnage and chaos I can cause with these dragons. We're going to kill a couple more. Ooh, I could kill a Hydra. We're going to go kill a couple more Mega Beasts and Semi-Mega Beasts, I think, probably. Romp around in these areas, going through these Goblin pits and killing whatever exists, and slowly working our way this way, because this way is the direction to my old fortresses. They were chunks of the Wickeds. Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't know how many things I've killed, but the end goal is to do 2 things. I want to go to Fire Orb, my previous fort, and I want to horribly murder a bunch of people and steal artifacts from my own fort. And then this dwarf is going to go to Spirit Home and retire, which is where I've been building recently. Now, I'm going to go with the headcanon that ideally the dwarves don't know that this dwarf is going to be assaulting their own faction, and I want this dwarf to kind of become the evil overlord of the cute home of Spirit Home, who's quietly damming a river. That's what I want this character to do. Probably once we finish this adventure, which probably won't be today unless it dies, which would be sad, but probably won't be today, probably will be next week. Once we finish it, I'm just going to make another round of adventures that are really close to Fire Orb and just put a bunch of fun critters in it. We'll say like a couple goblins, a couple dwarves. I mean, maybe we'll do that. We could do something like that. We could work on something like that, Vakrak. You know, probably a couple dwarves, probably like 10 adventures. You seem pretty invulnerable, save for the remote possibility of a really lucky Goblin Bowman. Or, like, a particularly good, like, I don't know, or a particularly good, Swords Goblin or Swords Dwarf or Swords Human or Axe Dwarf or whatever, or Whip user that just, like, happens to, like, crit my neck. We're pretty safe. So, that's what we're trying to do. This is our next destination. We're going to this Goblin fort. So let's walk at a relatively normal pace. I'm just going to try and mount one of these beak dogs. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to just let me know, like, what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, mount the skinny beak dog. There we go. If you have questions about, like, what the hell is going on in the game, or, like, what we're doing, or what our goals are, or just adventure mode stuff in general, or just Dwarf Fortress stuff in general, we can do that as well. But I'm just going to be rambling, probably, because there's going to be a lot of walking today. Yeah, the reason I have the ability to raise 2 separate types of undead is because not only did I have the powers from the Necromancer Tower, I also read a demonic slab. The demon that made that, whose slab that was, as far as I can tell, is dead. Because the master in that fortress was actually a goblin, not the demon. So we're going to try and find an archdemon today. I would like to enslave an archdemon, if possible. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, right? That rescued dwarf, I gave her an axe and several items, and she's petting all my dragons. And honestly, I see her as a possible undead friend, but genuinely, nah. Yeah, we rescued her from a camp. She was a prisoner. However, I don't have the original quest to know where she was from. And because the way that quest is designed is that, why did you just maim a crow and leave it half dead? That's horrific. But, like, because I didn't have a quest giver for that quest to begin with, I don't really see the point, I guess. Like, I don't really know where I should... Like, I could just take her to a random town and be like, stay here for a while, bye! But, I mean, why not just have a companion? And also, if anybody's wondering what my skills are, I lost one of my pets. They ran off. We're a proficient swords dwarf, high master fighter, expert observer. All of these skills are pretty damn good now. The reason I have Spear Dwarf is because there is a spear in my last fort, Fire Orb, that I would like to steal. But there's a few weapons I'd like to steal, actually. North-northwest is where we're headed now. I can fast travel now. Chubby eagle is what they're killing. I'm just gonna drink this water, even though I don't need to because I am a necromancer. I'm just gonna check the time of day. It's pretty late in the day. I'm just going to sleep until dawn is what we're gonna do. Zombies will always follow you because they don't have the ability to speak. Could he, in time, build a tower somewhere? You would have to restart World Gen because towers can't be constructed during World Gen, which is tricky. So, no. Towers, I don't think have the ability to be constructed after World Gen is done. I could be completely mistaken here, but I've seen new forts get constructed. I've seen hillixes get constructed. I've never once seen a tower get constructed. So we need to find one of these open spaces or go to one of these open spaces. These open spaces are often where the dark towers are, and it's usually an area that is surrounded by these towers. So I'm just gonna go straight up to this one, then probably go up to here and then take a left. So the constructions of the goblin fortresses and the goblin pits are pretty simple. It's literally just this. These things. These are basically like trenches for trench warfare stuff. And so the goblins defend their locations with massive piles of trenches. Pool of yak blood, hey? Coming off my dragons. I think I'm actually going to jump off this thing. Pull out my weapons. There we go. And don't forget, chat, you guys can tell me to save every so often, but I'll probably save whenever an ad runs. But yeah, a lot of those things like necromancer towers spreading corruption and evil biomes. Necromancer towers being constructible after World Gen finishes. A lot of that stuff is just very incomplete right now. Oh, great. It's raining. Okay, maybe that's just horrid mucus that was left on somebody's body. I really hope it's not raining mucus on me. Great, it's raining mucus on me. Awesome, fantastic. This sucks. I love haunted biomes. Just getting covered in freakish mucus. Okay, so this is one of the first towers that we've encountered. Where is this one? Ooh, this one's not on the map. That's interesting. Does it have stairs down? No, doesn't have stairs down. They need to have stairs down in the upper left corner to be useful for us. Don't forget to save. Only if people use the redemption. But there is a redemption available for it. Yeah, because the way that they made money as a studio before, Alan, was they would not release anything for a really long time and then do a big content dump, if you will. And when you're running a crowdfunded project, I can say the same thing for this. The way you make money isn't by depending on the passive money. The way you make money is by having big events. I don't really like doing huge events, so I don't often bother. But like the way you make money as a crowdfunded project is by saying, we put out a large amount of content. So the way that Dwarf Fortress made money when it was fully crowdfunded through donations and Patreon was don't release anything for a year and then put out a massive wall of content all at once. Because that would be enough that people would be like, oh, they put out a whole bunch of stuff. Well, that's awesome. And then they'd play it and they'd enjoy it. And then they'd tip $10 and then go play something else for a year, right? And that's how like Dwarf Fortress made money for a really long time. Now that they are just funded and have savings, they don't need to worry about doing that so much, and they're not directly benefited by making big dumps of content anymore. They are now directly benefited by doing smaller collections of content, and instead of dropping a large amount of content all at once, they're more benefited by putting out small drip feed of content over a longer period, which makes sense in the modern game era, but didn't make as much sense, or doesn't make as much sense, or didn't make much sense for them the way they were developing and funding Dwarf Fortress previously. So the reason that the air quotes big wait is not going to be as dramatic is because they can just put stuff out as it's ready, piecemeal, instead of having to wait for, 150 hours of content to be put into the game. And also they have Putnam, who can do a lot of the bug fixing stuff, which is what used to take Tarn so long to work on. Not because he's a bad programmer or because he's bad at his job, but because, like, I can say this as somebody who works creatively, but not as a programmer. It's really hard for me to critique my own work and find mistakes in my own work, because I made it. So I immediately see the imperfections that bother me, but things like bugs or things like small issues that don't bother me, I don't notice, right? And don't consider a problem or wouldn't consider a problem naturally, so it's harder for me to fix them. I think that's the position that Tarn has been in with Dwarf Fortress for a really long time, where while he's good at his job, some of the problems that the game faces aren't necessarily his skill set, so it's really hard for him to decipher those problems. So having somebody like Putnam around, or even Kit Fox, to help with some external testing, I think is very, 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 very valuable. And I think will also help speed up development. And right now, the only reason development is going so fucking slow is because, this isn't Unity, right? This is their own custom engine. And when you're running your own custom engine, you have to make stuff that you have to teach the custom engine what it needs to do before you can just tell it to do the thing. So because it's hard to make something like that in general, it's going to be harder to debug it, and it's going to be harder to add new things to it. And because they're essentially putting a graphical layer over something that never did, at least in vanilla, you have to rebuild large swaths of the game, which is why they're not supporting 2 UIs, right? But back in the day, it was just Zach and Tarn doing bug testing and like 3 volunteers. All right, it's good to have testing these check for game-breaking bugs. Programming is kind of different, but your analogy holds. I've heard many times, but what is the map rewrite exactly? So the map generation is code from 2007. Using design ideas from 2007. While the map generation is really cool, it needs some severe rewrites to be able to be upgraded or have things modularly plugged into it, which is why, like, if you want to mod the game, you have to, generate a new world. Because the world gen and the way the world works is so hard-coded, it's developed problems over the years. As an example, every single layer is rendered at all times. Meaning, me running around in adventure mode right now, it's rendering the caverns beneath me. The game knows where that stuff is. Even though it's obfuscated with, like, line of sight, the game is processing that. This is the same for Fortress mode. So everything that is on screen is loaded in memory. And that's why you get some extreme slowdowns that is impossible to understand, because there's 25 rat men in the basement blocked by a forgotten beast that's made of fire. And you're never going to see that. You're never going to see the combat logs. You're never going to be able to poke that and figure out what that problem is, but the game's processing it, right? And the map rewrite will allow for less stuff to be rendered on screen at a time. It will allow for different kinds of world gen parameters to be implemented that we don't currently have. It'll allow for things like Goblin settlements, human settlements, and Dwarven settlements to be more interesting in adventure mode, because it'll be easier for them to change them instead of them just being hard-coded into the world gen, which is what they are right now. And that is something that they can do in pieces. They don't need to do that all at once anymore. They can do that in pieces. And that is the stuff that Tarn enjoys programming, unlike these menus. So it's kind of funny. I realize I'm just blabbing right now, but something I've learned about playing this game for a really long time is that Dwarf Fortress has more tech debt than tech debt? That's a finger skateboard. Tech debt than Halo does. And Halo just dumped their own engine for Unreal, right? Or 343 Studios. That was it. Yeah. And they need to get through a lot of that tech debt. But the fortunate thing is, if Tarn likes the thing that he's working on and likes developing the thing that he's working on, he programs a fuckload faster. Like, there is points where it's just like, update, because it's something that he's enjoying doing. If he doesn't enjoy what he's doing, he drags his feet. And it's gotten very clear in the last, 8 months that he's dragging his feet and he's prioritizing himself. And I fully get it. That makes a lot of sense. And also, he's the only person who really understands the game's code. Like, talking to Putnam, we talked for about an hour and a half, right? That recording was about 40 minutes. I trimmed the audio on my blog on that recording down to about 38, I think. And then the video ended up being about 30 because I cut out a side tangent. But we talked for quite a bit after that recording. And without just, straight up stating shit, Tarn is burnt out, bored, and tired of this nonsense and just wants it done. And he's been that way for a while. And he's also the only person who really knows the code for the UI. So Putnam could spend 6 months studying it, learn how to do it, break it a couple times in the process, and then do it herself. And Tarn could go work on stuff he wants to, but it would take way longer. So it's just a matter of months now, or weeks even, potentially, depending on how much is actually left to do and how much work the Chosen stuff is going to end up being. Although I think the Chosen stuff will work faster because he enjoys that kind of thing. When Tarn enjoys what he's working on, he programs a lot faster. So, anyway, let's go murder some goblins. I'm going to follow these black speckles, because those are the last goblins to walk in here, or the last thing to... Ooh. Hello there. I'm going to start a conversation with this goblin. I'm going to greet the listener. Hello, Dwarf. I'm Nako Many Dungeons, and I say, I am Murist Fearcraft, the Glasping Lance of Miles. And then I step up here and I press K, and I continue the conversation, and I make a flattering remark, and they say, spare me the compliments. I spit at them. I spit at them, and it strikes them in the throat. And then I brag about my past violent acts. Servish gold glows the parched flicker who lies dead now is only an embarrassing memory. That's a dragon. And then they say they were caught in freakish weather. I feel much despair. And I slash them in the upper body. And they die immediately. Onwards. Yeah, no, that's the thing, right? When Tarn is working on mechanics and designing systems, he works really quickly. When he's working on... That's a dangerous way in. Let's just jump over this. When Tarn is working on things that he enjoys working on, he works much faster. So this is a grisly mound. These are all goblin skeletons. Let's just move up here. It's not super confusing, Goblin etiquette. I mean, if you just go to ethics, everything is personal matter, right? Pretty much. They are libertarians. They literally just do what suits them when it suits them for the reasons that suit them. And don't care about your morals, laws, or rules. Or, biases, I suppose. Okay, let's strike you. Upper body / Lodge my sword in the wound. Gain the sword back. Hit him again. And let the dragons go nuts. And onwards we move. What's on this gravestone, I might ask? In memory of Nagoso, born in 47, murdered by the goblin Nagosbo Vile Carnage. Oh. I'm going to pick up this body and throw it into this hole if I can. Nope. Didn't quite go far enough. Well, that's a shame. Can I... Let's throw a coin at this guy. Splat. I'm going to go get that coin. Let my friends go do the dirty work. These are all civilians. So they may be heading somewhere interesting. What the heck is that? It's a petrified wood cabinet. I wish there was a process in taming wild animals in adventure mode. There's many mods that let you do that kind of thing. But, I mean, if you find already tamed animals, you can make them into friends in adventure mode. Beak dog attacks it, but he scrambles away. I mean, how do the dragons do? The muscular cave dragon, long nose, glass major strikes it. Okay, there you go. It's just wrestling with them, and they kill him. All right, let's go find us some soldiers, I think. Let's go this way. A true lord of necromancy. I mean, I'm just trying to find the center tower, which is going to require some actual exploration. We're gonna have to go somewhere pretty different, probably, because this area isn't what I'm looking for. We need to get into here, I think. So I'm just trying to head west, because that's where it's telling me the Dark Tower is. Not Stephen King's Dark Tower, but you know what I mean. Maybe. But the game's telling me to head west, so we're trying to head west. Because that's where I'll find an Overlord, if there is one. But the game is starting to lag a little bit, which is a good sign. It means I'm either about to find soldiers or livestock or something. Let's hit this guy. It's a pump operator. And let's... Ooh, wow, there's a lot of allies right here. Let's stab in the head. Wow, he's not dead. Okay, now he is. I got him. $31 animals, Civ. 31. Why tame them when you can kill them and resummon? Because you can't take friendly zombies to a fortress and then retire them there, I don't think. So I'm pretty sure they would just kill all of the dwarves that you left there if it was one of your forts, which isn't always an option. I wonder if these grizzly mounds are like loved goblins and then like their families, like how the Egyptians would sometimes like embalm servants with their masters. Born in year 2, murdered by a goblin, Zom. So it's west-southwest now. So still keep going west, but we have to go slightly south. I may just try and get above ground. What's this? Platinum. Whoa. Uthal. The slab reads in memory of Uthal, born in 207, murdered by a goblin. Of course, loving father. Would you look at that? That one was a dad. Goblins and people too, I think. And then these pits go all the way down to the bottom caverns. Steal the slab. It's made of platinum, and I have no pack animals, which means it would be so heavy I wouldn't be able to walk. So, I'd love to, but that might not actually be as good of an idea as you think it is. Also, it's just a memorial. Like, it's nothing useful. That is a chest with a coffer in it. That's funny. Like, I had a Demon's True Name slab that I actually got rid of because I couldn't carry it. And that was a lighter slab than that one. It's a bag with a chest in it. Okay. Well, the actual point of the matter, which I'll say now, because you're pushing me into that hole, hidden boss, is you're not very hidden, by the way. You're kind of right in the middle of chat. But the actual point of the matter is I can't topple it because I don't think that button works. Okay, well, let's just head above ground then. I'm abusing a bug right now that I've discovered, which is if you click in the right place on the wall, let's move, set this up to run. Click on the right place on the wall, the game just takes you to the surface, which I don't actually think is intended. I'm pretty sure that's actually a bug. But turns out, it's a pretty fucking useful bug. So, yeah, no. I don't mind it. All right, let's go. I think that you should just be able to right-click, go to surface. I think they should get rid of this bug, but this bug isn't what exactly I want. Okay, so we're just gonna try walking this way, because I think the Dark Tower would be right here. Yes, there it is. Found it. So what is this one made of? This one's made of rock? Huh. The other one was made of slate. Interesting. If you click a wall about here, okay, so you know how ramps work, right? I think this is how this bug works. You know how ramps work, right? If you click on the wall piece where the ramp should be, your character moves up in the ramp if you're using the mouse. If you're using the keyboard and you bump into where the ramp should be, your character just walks down the ramp, right? This doesn't work if you're using keyboard. It only works if you're using the mouse. But if you click like right here, or like right here where a ramp should be, while you're underground, it just takes you to the surface above that. Like it walks you to the tile that is right above that. And while it can be quite annoying, I think you should be able to right click, go to surface. It's like an accidentally, like if somebody could just clip me explaining this, I'll send it to Putnam or Tarn, because like, yeah, it's a bug, but holy shit, it's useful. If you're like 14 layers down and in a cavern, just being able, here's the thing, if it's obvious that people like it, Tarn and Zach generally leave bugs in. All right, let's enter another Dark Tower. Let me check something real quick. I've got an ad break in 3 minutes. I'm gonna run that now, and I'm gonna save, just in case we get a crash. I'm not gonna like jump back to a save unless something like really buggy happens. But I want the hard saves just so that if the game crashes when it's outside of my control, we don't lose a bunch of progress. Gotcha, hidden boss, gotcha. So you're like the really long no save location dungeon in the end of a Final Fantasy game. Yeah, because I have had crashes in these areas before. Also, Indiridius, hello. Shark Jumping Walrus, I don't think I said hi to you yet. Same with you, Civ and Vuckruck. Hey, chat, if you're listening to the stream right now, could I get a round of beers? Same with you, YouTube. And I'll say hi to you guys in YouTube. Like Stickipy and Majestic and Greg, fellow Greg. And Rubberman. And Jonathan. As well as Berez and Noelman and Ryan Katsu, it's good to see you. Hangman as well. Undeath, I don't think I've said hi to you yet. Who else is here? Big Sparn said hi to you earlier, but I'll say hello again. Same with you, Merlin Buff. Q and Green Tea, hi. Hope you're doing well. We are currently sitting at 54 viewers on YouTube and 44 viewers on YouTube and 154 viewers on Twitch. So thanks for looking. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for spending time here and watching the streams. Don't forget to subscribe to my blog, by the way. Abel Bacon, it's good to see you. Purple Zumi and Dulkin. If you guys haven't yet, go subscribe to my blog. My blog is a place where you get a roundup of all the content I made in the past week. And we just hit 350 members last night. YouTube chat, it should be in the description of the stream, unless I forgot to put it there, in which case it's right here. But we hit 350 newsletter sign-upees. That's a weird sentence. On there. And people have started commenting too. I would love to see a little community build up there because it's nice to have something that is free from, you know, how do I put this? Corporate investing, which is the people who are hosting that don't have any of that nonsense and are entirely community funded. That's 2 down. Slash to the neck is like a guaranteed kill for me, which is kind of nuts. Except for when it's not. And there we go. That's all of them. Next floor. I feel like we should also go assault another Necromancer tower. Oh, come on. I missed. Please. Let's slash the neck. Oh, come on. Okay, dragon got you. It's fine. You're gonna die and you're gonna enjoy it. We'll just walk this way. Parthenocope, congratulations. I think you might actually be the #1 super thanks giver in the YouTube chat. Do I not link to that stuff? Hold on. So I just got a $10 super thanks in the YouTube chat. So I think YouTube might actually be ahead of or on par with Twitch money for the day, which is kind of wild. But let me check something. Do I not have that just linked? I thought I did. Because they're asking if I have a PayPal link. I don't have Venmo. Venmo doesn't exist in Canada, by the way. Fun fact. Straight up just doesn't. So I don't have Venmo. But don't I have that linked there? Yeah, I guess I guess I don't. I don't know. I have Streamlabs, but I don't really promote it much. I do have a PayPal as well, obviously. What exactly is this building? This is a Goblin Dark Fortress. So these are the locations that tend to have hundreds of units and, or sometimes thousands of units, and are specifically on the overworld. This is the link I have. YouTube's chat is, or YouTube's super chat's cut is 70%. Or, sorry, 20%. Streamer gets 70. I have this. If you want to give me money through PayPal. But I don't know, you do you. Doesn't really matter. Looks like a dragon's nest. I mean, it looks like a dragon's nest because those are my friends. Those are my pets. Those are my lovelies. Those are my babies. My children. Or their Twitch chat, I don't know. But yeah, this is a Goblin Fortress. These are where Goblin Fortress are, where Goblin civs are commanded out of. Sometimes they have lots of soldiers in them. Sometimes they're just full of random civilians. They are quite hard to get into and get to if you're not a rather leveled up character. So don't really go to one of these unless you are on the stronger side, shall we say. Because even if the threats on the way up the tower aren't that strong, the threats at the top of the tower are going to generally be pretty strong. It's one of many ways to find the secrets of life and death, and there are some necromancer powers that are only accessible through these towers. And I think I'm still running, so I may actually be tired, which is why they're gaining on me and why I'm missing. Yeah, I'm still running. Oh, I'm not tired, but I was still running. I'm not sure why the dragons are all running that way, so my assumption is that they're fighting with something or going there to kill something. They're all coming back now. So they went there and killed something, probably. No, because it's still under Goblin control. You'd have to without DF hack, I don't think there's any way to settle on an old Goblin site. However, there's another type of Dark Tower in Dwarf Fortress, which are vaults. Now, vaults are kind of hard to find, even in adventure mode. Vaults are the only thing that is, like, more end game, I suppose, than Dark Towers, and at least when it comes to combating forces of evil, right? They are not the most end game, but they are the second highest, like, end game thing. The most end game when fighting evil in Dwarf Fortress adventure mode are vaults, and those are where angels and the archdemons that summon the archdemons who run the Goblin factions come from. Those are the only thing that's more so, and that's because they're full of angels, which are the things that come out of the underground areas when you're digging too deep. Like the fun spires with the gems, those demons with the, those weird like creatures with the god metal gear, those are angels, right? So depending on how strong the angels are in that world, those areas are either unbeatable or extremely non-consequential. Also, chat room. So we did get a $10 super thanks in the YouTube chat. Can I just get a round of beers in both chats if possible? Preferably, of course, the Twitch chat, but for people who are watching on YouTube as well, if you could just plop a couple beers in there, that'd be cool. A beer emoji or, I don't know, post an emote or something. Doesn't really matter, but. So we really want to be taking the stairs up, but I haven't seen any going up, so we're gonna go just this way. And fun fact, if you're able to exterminate the population, not exterminate, but if you're able to survive and get on top of a dark tower like this, you can actually retire. So if you're able to climb to the top of a dark tower, you can retire. And this includes vaults. If you're able to retire an adventurer at a vault, when you go to start a new adventurer, you can play as angels. Just a random neck there, that's gnarly. It's a statue of barn owls. And thanks, Twitch chat. Appreciate you guys. So, chat rooms. What's your plans for the weekend? I have I built the garden bed last week. I've got a lot of upkeep I gotta go do on the main like community garden bed. I gotta go do a bunch of weeding because I'm still behind after going to Montreal. Wow, that goblin's head just went. But since going to Montreal, I got rather far behind. Here, let's have some fun. Let's let my dragons do a thing. Go animate this corpse. Have fun, guys. It's the reason I'm not constantly resurrecting zombies is because my dragons will just kill them. They'll be friendly with me, but they won't be friendly with my pets. 1,000-year-old world to play. Hell yeah. You're gonna barbecue some burgers. Gotcha. I mean, my plans for the weekend are, I really want to try. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of out myself, but I won't say when I'm doing this. There is a brewery that I like in the area. That's in Delta specifically. Delta is an area of town, and this brewery is bikeable. Like I can get there on my bike from my apartment. But it'll be about an hour and 10 minutes each way. And it's on a lot of back roads. And the brewery is called Four Winds Brewing. They're a pretty large brewery. I've actually found their beer down in the US. But because they're bikeable, I want to try and ride my bike there. And they have really good burgers and really good tacos alongside of really good beer. So I could ride my bike there, get a beer and like tacos, and then sit there for an hour, and then maybe have a second beer, and then sit there for another 10 minutes, and then ride my bike around the park there, and then ride home. I want to try and do that because I've done the same amount of distance 2 weekends in a row, but just zipping around town going to a local park. So I would really like to attempt to go elsewhere. Them biker thighs. I mean, I gotta have something, right? But now that I have a bike that's like actually fast enough to reasonably get through this stuff, you know, we'll be fine. If anybody's wondering why these goblins aren't all automatically aggroing me and fighting back, it's quite literally because goblins don't have laws against murder. So because goblins don't have laws against murder, me walking in here and just killing people is completely socially acceptable. However, the second we run into soldiers, if we run into soldiers, that's assuming they're not all off attacking somebody right now. Once we run into soldiers, then they'll go, like, aggro against us. You live on your bike? I live in a city, or an area of a city, that is trying to be Dutch. And honestly, for one of the only cities in Canada that's doing it very effectively, downtown Vancouver has gotten to the point where you can live on your bike. And if you go into more downtown areas in Vancouver, you'll just see people on bikes everywhere, going everywhere, doing everything on bikes. And it's really nice to see. But it really isn't quite doable where I live, but there's enough bike lanes now that if you're willing to not take direct routes to places, you can live on a bike. And in the next 8 years, we're supposed to have enough that you don't need to take indirect routes, which I'm very excited about. Live on the very edge of a big city, best of both worlds? Sure. Although if I tell them to actually surrender, because they keep surrendering, if I tell them to actually surrender and yield, they'll just be like basically over my dead fucking body. So I'm just aggroing as many of them so my dragons can get them. And also one-shotting some of them by cutting their heads off. So I'm trying to do non-lethal hits. And then I can just wait. Get him, dragons. Let's see if I can slash this guy up here. Got another one dead. And also dropping bodies in doorways makes it easier to run away. So there's that as well. Okay, let's just move through this nonsense. Once I move up one, I won't be able to see the combat anymore, and that'll speed things up. What kind of bike do I ride? Hold up, I can show you. That, I mean, here, hold on. If I can balance this camera, I can actually... Nope, can't balance camera. Here, let's just put this on its silly stand and just go here. Isn't great, but... Let me show you. Definitely has two wheels, no training wheels. I got rid of those a couple weeks ago. I mean, years ago. I mean, longer than that. And there we go. So I just need to stand up so things speed up a little bit. Just gonna try going up here. Oh, wow, there's so many of them. I don't know where they're all headed, but they're all headed somewhere specific. Kind of following the endless line of goblins. They've got lead doors. Interesting. The last one we were in was entirely made of slades, so this is very different. Rats abandoning ship. I mean, I doubt it. I mean, they were already moving around. They're moving from place to place, if nothing else. They may also be using this as an exit, because usually directly beneath these are prisons. Like locked chambers. And the locked chambers are usually at the center of their housing areas. So they may just be using this as like a really wild front door that we're slowly going up through. Is that a shark? Oh shit. No shit. It's a black tip reef shark. Sharks. But yeah, that is my bike. So that's my plans for the weekend, is to try and, like, when I'm not, like, making content or gardening, I'm going to try and get up there. And if I don't make it that direction, there's another area I'll go to. So I'm looking for either a demon or a goblin with the job of either overlord or master. That is what I'm looking for. We'll probably be in a large open room. Like bikes with levers, Mayor Gremlin. What the heck does that mean? There's a room on my Discord called Gardening, Farming, and Planting, I think. Or I think it's just called Farming and Plants. Anyway, I don't buy produce. In the summer, especially. Pretty effective. Uh-oh, these ones are all aggro. That's interesting. Sacred Gorge. Oh, these are all religious figures. This might be it, actually. We have to be on the lookout for demons. I'm going to shout to everybody and greet the listeners. And most recently, okay, none of the goblins responded, but my companion did. Just gonna slash you. Start a conversation with you. I'm gonna brag about my violent attacks. Jump backwards, apparently. And where do I talk? They say they laugh in the face of death, apparently. I guess my conversation got canceled because I was dodging out of the way. Yeah, it's not letting me talk. Oh, there we go. I am the crusher of Whammy Knife Dash, a Minotaur. The special incineration whose insignificant name I struggled to recall, is what I say. And then I slash at this goblin's neck. Oh, and then he walks away, so I guess I don't. Let's jump after him. Throw myself after him, even. Who's now on the ground and getting attacked by cave dragons. I'm going to slash the neck. There he goes, and he falls. What, they just don't talk to you, basically? Like, they just ignore you while you're trying to talk to them? Is that how your conversations go? That's kind of tough, dude. I wonder why these ones were default aggro. It's interesting. And then this might be an artifact. No, it's a Slade Throne. Okay, so this is... You want to see how heavy a Slade Throne is? So this is 6,000 weight. Most Forgotten Beasts are like 1,000 something. That's how heavy that chair is. Sacred Gorge. Oh, shit. This is the person in charge. Or one of the people in charge. This goblin is just listed as Lord. So this is a legendary figure. And they are getting ripped apart. Who are you? Is your siege engineer? You can actually get Slade stuff. Yes and no. It requires a lot of finagling, but the short answer is yes, you can. But specifically from settling on top of a vault and deconstructing it. You can't actually make it yourself. Looking for doors. Okay, so that's the only door. The fenders is a nice touch for the rainy days. That bike is there's a lot of stories behind it. Apparently that bike has been across Canada 3 times and all the way across Cuba, halfway across Brazil, and all the way across Europe about a dozen times, which is kind of nuts. What is Slade? I thought that you were saying Slade. No, Slade, S-L-A-D-E. Do you know what Bedrock is in Minecraft? That, but completely indestructible. Although I think, isn't Bedrock completely indestructible? It's Bedrock in Minecraft, basically. Demons and god entities can make structures out of it. Dwarves cannot make structures out of it. The only way that you can get it is by settling on a constructed structure made by gods, either by accidentally settling on a vault, because they're invisible and you can't see them on the overworld, or by, okay, so we've got another religious figure over here and a siege engineer. Either by settling on a vault or just hacking the game, basically. Start a conversation with you. Demand they cease hostilities. I say, cease those hostilities, and they say, I will fight no more. Let's ask about somebody. Let's see what they know about me. Intruder is all they have to say. They're agitated. God, I wonder why. Let's claim this site for myself. The quick nets. Let's call this the quick nets. No. Let's call it the how about the blood? Weapon crafter getting a strange mood to make a Slade mall. The problem is Slade isn't... So you'd have to mod your game to do that, Angel agreed. Because Slade isn't a metal, and a weapon crafter picks a bar of metal, and then they make Slade out of that. Slade is the densest and heaviest material in the game, by the way. You can destroy it with contraptions. The heck? How the hell do you destroy it with contraptions? There's a random person. That's my follower. Let's call it the artificial piece. So does that make me... Stop action. I'm still just a Lord Necromancer. Okay, let's see if I can talk with you, because you're not fighting with me. I said, I'm in charge of Gale Axes now. Make way for Lord Urist Fearcraft, the grasping lance of Miles, and the artificial peace. And the Goblin says, I don't care one way or another. I'll say it was inevitable. I then changed the subject. And let's ask about the local ruler. The Hex of Axes rules this place. I don't care one way or another. I'm going to ask them to join me in an insurrection. Where is it? Does it join me? Join me as an entertainer. They'll probably say no. But it gives me... Oh, actually. Ask about the listener's master or boss. I'm not great at persuading, but I'm going to try to intimidate. I serve no one, they say, as my dragons come piling through the door. Demand or request an order. Demand they yield? Well. Good luck. I did tell them to yield. Probably while they were already dying. They say you first, coward. Also, I just realized I've got some names. Soil Scorpion, the righteous thirst of horror. Why didn't I get a cool name like that? What the hell? Where is your hate guilt? Ooh. This dragon over here is named Whirring Vice? How about you? Juice monsters. Hey, chat. You want to juice up your monsters? Do people start to worship you if you become really powerful? Beasts and mega beasts and titans and extraordinarily notable figures can be worshipped as gods. I don't know if you yourself can become somebody who's worshipped as a god. Bunch of my dragons just fell. They okay? Stunned, heavy bleeding. Don't die, friends. You're fine. How about you? You're stunned, heavy bleeding. Stunned, heavy bleeding. They must have all just dodged. Yeah, a bunch of them must have just dodged. This isn't Slade, I don't think. Well, it's not the right color to be Slade. It's just listed as rock, which means I have no idea what it is. No, we lost a dragon. I'm gonna make some rings out of it while all this violence is going on. You know, the normal things that you do. It should be Slade. It's the wrong color. I mean, it could be Slade. It probably is Slade, but it's the wrong color. Slade is like the same color as obsidian. Maybe it's a bug. Probably. That's actually probably the most likely thing. Let's make a ring. And let's make a bracelet. I will then stand up and let's eat. Okay, let's get. This is the first one I butchered, and holy crap, you have a lot of meat. Let's take 2 meat, because I don't actually need to eat or drink, because I am a necromancer. And I will eat some of it, and I will wear the bracelet and the ring. And there's nowhere down. This doesn't lead anywhere. Well, that sucks. That's just a goblin. Yeah, it should be the same color as obsidian, but I don't know. It's probably just a bug. That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. But yeah, this is the throne room, which is a wee bit odd. And the reason it's a wee bit odd is because there's no artifacts up here. These usually have artifacts. Let's see if we can explore around a little bit. If I rezzed it from the dead, all of the other dragons would not be friendly with it. So essentially, I'm not going to resurrect any dragons unless they all die, all at once. So I'm probably not going to resurrect any dragons. Also, because living ones, I can give orders such as, hey, wait for me, and stuff like that. What in the army of dragons? I found a bunch of tame dragons in the basement of a goblin fortress, and I claimed them as my pets, and now they're my loyal companions for all eternity. And I am the necromancer overlord. Fear me and my horrific reign. Kano as well. Hello. Good to see you. Is it time for undead dragon? Yeah. So like I said a second ago, I'm not going to be resurrecting any undead dragons because they are not friendly with my companions. They'll be friendly with me, but they won't be friendly with my companions. So they'll just get insta-gift, basically. Also, chat, can I get a round of, I don't know, Fs to pay respects for our poor, no longer living dragon friend? In fact, we might even get some more here. Let's try this door. This is the opposite direction of where I went previously, and there's nothing in here. Although, is there teeth? What is that? No, there's somebody's teeth. Statue of sparrows, forgotten beasts. A marsh titan. And a forgotten beast. F's indeed. Also, chat room, I'm just going to say this. Rolf gifts a lot of subs in this chat, but doesn't have a sub himself. If anybody's looking for a sub target, somebody should hit Rolf. Help him with the ad-free viewing that he's provided for so many other people. All right, fine. I will slash your neck. I will slash your neck. One shot. Got him. He says he yields, but I don't care. Thanks, Fanori. Appreciate you. Another one. It's party time. Give the dwarf companion the cave dragon corpse. I'm not going to do that now. Sorry. If I had a pack animal, sure. I'd prefer that the dwarf companion doesn't die, and then suddenly I just have like 50 corpses in front of me. I'm not too worried about it, especially considering I know exactly where to get a lot more. I'm not that attached to the dragons. They're fun right now, but there will probably be a point where a bunch of them die all at once, and then we resurrect a whole bunch of zombie dragons and then go even more insane. But also, if they stay alive, then I can bring them to a fortress, whereas if they are undead, I can't. I also then won't be able to visit towns or participate in any kind of trading or shopkeeping and stuff. So I don't know. I don't necessarily consider that a benefit for me. What's the age of dragons? Are you talking about like the calendar age? The calendar age is the age of dragons would be a period of time where the only thing remaining is a legendary dragon. Is the only beast in the world left is a legendary dragon, would be the age of dragons. What am I playing? I am a dwarf, and I am playing adventure mode. Dwarven necromancer with a sword. How old are the dragons that are following me? They're all around 500 years. So they're actually pretty strong. Oh shit, the short I uploaded this morning is getting views. That's nice. Not phenomenal views, but it's getting views. If you guys want to see the short that I uploaded this morning, it's pretty fun. You just click this link and leave a like on it and let it loop like 3-5 times. Because YouTube liked that. Or don't click it if you're allergic to shorts, and I don't need to hear you complaining about shorts. I hate them too, don't worry. But I have to make them if I want to survive on a platform I want to survive on. Okay, let's dive in here. And Shadow Absorber wants you to post beers, chat. Bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum, bum. Yeah, for reference, the first hour that short was up, it got 110 views. The second hour, it got 190. The third hour, it got 383. And right now, it's on par to do that again. So if YouTube is actually promoting a short, you kind of have to get as much traffic behind it as possible so that they keep promoting it. And then if they keep promoting it and they find a seed audience for it, which feels disgusting to say out loud, then it'll just like climb into the hundreds of thousands. But it's really hard to like actually get that to land right. Shorts are frustrating, even if they're comfy and easy to wear. All right, dragons, have fun. Okay, who's in here? Just a bunch of dudes. Let's go for the second one. So we're just gonna aggro all of them. Okay, well I killed that one by mistake. Whoops. Hit him too hard. Hit him too hard again. Well, the other guy yielded, so he's not hitting me. There we go. Have fun, dragons. Just walk in, aggro everybody, refuse to elaborate, walk out of the door. Algorithms are quite the headache, yes. However, I have an audience of people watching me here on Twitch and YouTube, and what's the point of having an audience if you can't use that to artificially manipulate algorithms occasionally in your favor a little bit? Okay, I don't think I came out of this way. There's a nose up there. That's a hand and a nose. Can't stand up, stuff's in the way. Can't stand up now. Nope, somebody's in the way. Can't stand up now, because somebody's in the way. Somebody's in the way, god damn it. Nobody's in the way, hallelujah. Let's wait for the next one. Okay, well he walked away. That's a nose? It can be. Can never tell what the little triangle meant. If you don't know what something means, hover your mouse over it. It'll give you a little pop-up of what it is. Why didn't it give me the attack animation? I guess it doesn't give you the attack animation when you're underneath a thing. It does when you're lying down, though. Goblin died. Another goblin died. I wish there was soldiers in here. Whenever there isn't soldiers in a place like this, it either means that they've been attacked to the point where they've lost all their soldiers, or it means that they are actively invading somebody. I'm leaning the latter on this one. Let's just slap you. And jump this way. So how much does my province tax me on alcohol? About 19% after everything. You don't get the short? Is it a Canadian thing? It's Canadian alcohol taxes. We were talking about alcohol and buying alcohol and taxes on alcohol the other day, and I was just like, do you want to know how much? And then I, at mid-sentence, decided to get up and change into shorts because I was too warm. But out of context, I found it to be quite funny, so. Some comments suggest 70. I haven't even looked at the comments. But I don't live in Finland, so it's not that bad, but for places that have like little to no alcohol tax, they think it's horrible, and I'm just always amused by how bad people think it is. Did I come from this direction? I'm sensing a yes based on the number of bodies. Yes, we did. Okay. So let's go this way. The thing is, I could try talking to them. I'm also like glancing at their conversations, but I'm not seeing anything about invading armies. Usually they will say that we are attacking so-and-so at so-and-so place if they're actively invading somebody, so I'm leaning in the direction of they're probably not actually invading anybody right now. Let's work our way up and see if we can just go directly down and see if they have a prison, because sometimes those have artifacts and items in them. And potentially more dragons and things that I can make my friends. So chat, what you playing right now? If you're playing video games and not at work. What games have you been grinding recently? Did these updates bring you back to adventure mode? Have you tried adventure mode? Are you going to try adventure mode? Or are you just, you know, doing other unrelated things? Pixel dungeon, hell yeah. Which pixel dungeon, actually? Playing Victoria 3? Did they make that game better? Because I remember people were really mad at it at release. Or unsatisfied, unhappy with it. Trying to find ways down, but maybe I'm going the wrong way. This down was the last area I went. And then this has what? Just the one big door at the other end that goes straight down but doesn't do anything. That has stairs going up, which is the only option, so let's go that way again. These places can also be quite maze-like. They're not as bad as the vaults, but... They just released a big update to Vic 3. Is it a good update, I guess? Also, am I carrying a bunch of stuff that I don't need? Okay, let's just eat that heart and eat a dragon heart, because I'm feeling like I'm running a little slow. I like how I'm now a double lord. That's funny. I'm a lord, because I have 2 plots of land. I claimed this place as mine, too. But I will lose ownership of it if I retire at a fort. Goblin Bard. Great listener. They say, the Goblin says, "Hello, Dwarf, I am Thief Depth. I'm Axu Thief Depth. Didn't I... The servant of Deller color-painted the aquamarine inks greets you. Didn't I hear about you from somebody? Let's inquire about any troubles, actually. We've got armies on the march, beasts, bandits, and the missing treasure. Okay, let's start at the top. Armies on the march. The army of Asrop Shower Cats is marching on the lined lake. Shower Cats, eh? So it should expose whatever that area is. But the lined lake, I'm not sure what that could be. Rag Rule, what a good name. Dwarven Mountain Halls of Rag Rule. A patch/DLC and you were happy with it from the beginning, but it's getting better. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Because that's one of those games that, like, it came out and I heard literally nothing good about it. I still think that Hated Finger is the proper name for Littlefinger. All right, well, since we know that there's nothing but death on the other side of this wall and a dead end, I would like to know what's here. Because there's something around that corner. But going through this door doesn't really yield any options. But we're gonna try going down and see if I missed something. No, I didn't. Okay. Come on, Dwarf. These dragons tracking blood everywhere is just kind of funny to me. The Borderlands series and some Sunless Skies. How many playthroughs of Borderlands have you done? Might be the edge of the wall, actually. Shattered basically killed all other mods. You say that like it's a bad thing. I quite like Shattered, but I know that like vanilla Pixel Dungeon still exists. People still play that. Oh shit! The short goblin maceman is talking to somebody else. Where is there a short goblin maceman? I just heard a short goblin maceman, which means there's actually soldiers coming for us now. And they're saying identify yourself. It means they're seeing people they don't recognize. They're probably a couple floors down, though, if I had to bet. Let's head down. But yeah, I hope we can find some beast hunters / macemen. We just need to take any routes down as possible. This one was way more straightforward. I don't know how many of you guys saw me going after the tower, the necromancer tower, and the Goblin Dark Fortress yesterday, but I gotta say that we found some pretty convoluted layouts. There we go. I'm going to bypass the greeting and accuse the listener of being a night creature. I say, whoever would blight the world, preying on the helpless, fear me. I call you a child of the night, and I will slay you where you stand. And they say, calm yourself? All question marks, mostly question marks. I just get past you. Where did he go? Okay, you're right next to me now? There's just a pile of goblins right there. I'm just going to stab you in the neck. And then everybody else hits him. Very funny. So I strike at the short goblin, but he narrowly deflected it with his flail, and then everything just starts attacking him, and initially he was blocking them, but very quickly it turned into the dragon claws the goblin maceman in the lower leg, but the attack is deflected, claws at him, grabs him, he blocks a lot more shots, but then they start bruising him, and now he's injured. And I'm going to scroll down till I find him again, and we're going to try and go for another hit. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to hit the other goblin that's here. Where's the other goblin? This one. I'm going to slash the lower body. Okay, well, he dropped his flail and his weapon. Yeah, they're clawing him and bruising him, destroying his armor, damaging his armor. Rune Factory? Really? Haven't heard about Rune Factory in a second. Rune Factory is like almost as bad as Pokemon as far as I'm concerned for being like poorly thought out, borderline unfinished products. Kind of feel bad for Rune Factory fans. Oh, Rogue's Fable. Gotcha. Okay, that's a little bit different than Rune Factory, but in my defense, same number of syllables. Okay, so that's where we came from. There's a door up here, though. Let's go here. Force pathing. Trying to find areas that I've missed, maybe. Although I've obviously been here already, so. Just purely based on all the crap on the floor. Just follow the line of bodies and you know you're heading in the right direction. Can a blocked impact crush? They can get bruising or like get their arms twisted or break bones from blocking, but you have to hit them pretty fucking hard. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've been to the end of this already. Yes, I most certainly have. I'm just trying to find either soldiers, livestock, or artifacts at this point. We're looking for treasure rooms. Yeah, this is the way out. I think. Yeah, going to the right is the way out. So we're gonna go left. See if there's anything in that room. I mean, there must be something because the goblins are coming out of it. I'm also kind of just following the Congo line of goblins because they usually hit somewhere interesting. Yeah, I mean, most definitely. I mean, if there's just a horde of dragons, okay. So, and something I need to mention that you guys won't notice is the game is running noticeably slower now. So we're probably close to either a large pile of goblins or the prison. So now we're in the prison, and I like how they get to break Dwarf Fortress rules and put levers on stairs. Fuck you, goblins, and your incredible power that I do not possess. Hey, look, are you a goblin that's in prison? No, you're just, okay, they're just random mechanics. But these doors are neat. All the different rainbow doors and levers. So now we're down into the basement of the Goblin Horde. This is one of those times where actually I really wish that Legends was like 2 clicks away in adventure mode. Because if Legends was just a few clicks away, I can tell you right now, I would be looking to see, one, where the overlord of this fortress is. I'd also be looking to see if they died, obviously. And I'd be checking to see how many artifacts there were in here and if they were worth hunting for. Also, speaking of that, silver longsword, an iron whip, silver flail, an iron warhammer, iron pike, and a silver warhammer. Not gonna lie, that silver warhammer is kind of tempting, but I think I'm just gonna stick with my sword because I don't want to carry another weapon if I don't have to. And honestly, this sword is pretty good. It's a steel short sword, and I'm just like one-shot beheading everything I run into, so. Okay, so now we just need to find stairs going down. It's like a coffee break roguelike. It's one of the... Now, I've never actually played any of the Rogue's Fable games. I am familiar with them, though. When that most recent one released, I was like, man, I should try this. And then I think I bought it. I either bought it or put it on my wish list. I can't actually remember. And then I haven't touched it, which means I just don't have a lot of free time right now. Because there's a bunch of games that I own that I've sort of covered that I would like to cover more extensively. And in order to do that, I have to, you know, play them. So right now it's like I need to get to Soul Ash 2, and I need to check back in with Cogmind, and Caves of Cud keeps updating, which is annoying, because then I need to keep playing Caves of Cud. So whenever there's a lull in games, it's on the to-do list. How do you resurrect things? Capital X is the hotkey, or click this button, and then I have extra options, but by default you'd have Animate Corpse, Raise Intelligent Undead, or Pet Animal and Spit once you read the Necronomicon. But because I've also looked at Demonic Slabs, I also have the ability to resurrect stronger zombies, but they're not friendly to me. I don't think they're ever friendly to me, actually. Like, they just attack me. And they're quite dangerous, turns out, so. I'm literally heading towards the lag right now. It's like, if the game runs slower, I'm getting warmer. This is where I wish that the hearing overlay was in. But yeah, one of my plans for this weekend is I have a few hard saves in this. I'm gonna do some, I'm gonna use footage. Why are you talking to me? Bypass greeting. Who's the ruler? You don't care one way or another. Join me in an insurrection. No. He's gonna pretend that he didn't hear me. Just walked away. Okay, so I'm seeing goblins walking from the outside, and I know they're coming from the outside because they're covered in goo. Going down these stairs. Where are they headed from down here? Although it doesn't necessarily mean that they're heading back, so let's just actually see where I am. Okay, so we haven't moved far. Let's go this way. Because they might just be going to that one room in the tower. I need to go towards lag, but not necessarily goblin-caused lag. What's the end game with all these dragons? There is no end game in adventure mode, really. You can just get super powerful. The end game, for me, my personal goal, is to steal some artifacts from one of my old forts, fight more goblin overlords, and maybe kill some more necromancers, and then travel to my current fortress, which I've been playing for the past couple weeks, which is, or past couple days, I guess, not quite weeks yet. But the Fortress of Spirit Home. I guess actually it's probably about 2 weeks old. But yeah, I'm gonna journey to that fort eventually, and have a bunch of dragons there. because that's fun. But yeah, there really isn't an end game or an overarching goal in adventure mode like at all. Which isn't a bad thing. It just means that I need to swap to going fast. Because I'm a necromancer, so I don't get tired. I have unlimited stamina. It's half the reason I'm so strong. But there really isn't any endgame in adventure mode. Because intelligent undead can't speak, I cannot control intelligent undead. So if I resurrect intelligent undead, they just stand stationary. If I resurrect the more powerful intelligent undead, they just attack me. But normal animated zombies will follow you, but you can't give them orders because they're zombies. But it allows you to like randomly have companions appear out of freaking nowhere that you didn't have before, which is quite powerful, especially in a sticky spot. What is the point of making stronger ones then? You tell me. I don't know. Training? Maybe, but that's like a stretch. I don't know. I mean, it's again part of a series of features that were added right before Zach and Tarn went to work on this UI update stuff full time. It's more of a thing that the enemies are supposed to do and not a thing that you're really supposed to do, I guess, at this point. Which does, like, you need to remember that you'll be able to ask that question that you just asked me, what's the point of insert thing here, about a lot of things in Dwarf Fortress. And the answer is almost always going to be either something that isn't implemented yet, or I don't know. And I say I don't know not because I'm being a dick and don't want to give you an answer. I'm saying I don't know because I literally do not know. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Whew, we're getting some lag. These are the pits, chat. These go all the way down to the bottom cavern there. Sometimes they have armies in them. Sometimes they have nothing in them. Sometimes they have goblins in them. Sometimes they have, you know. Are you telling me that you have an echo, or are you saying that this room would be echoing? Because if I have an echo, that's bad. The room is big, gotcha. Okay, there's a grizzly mound down there. 29 pets. So I've lost 2 animals in the fighting, by the way. Also looks like we have some injured ones. Off into the next one. This one actually has some dudes in it. Some more slabs. Some more grizzly mounds. Basically goblin graves. And in Legends, if you ever read about a tomb, that's what this area would be. Or a tomb that was constructed in a goblin fortress. Actual tombs are something different. But sulfurite coffin? Iron coffin? It's always a goblin murdered by a goblin. Hey, chat room. It's Friday, which is a little bit of the quiet day for my stream week. So if you guys want to help out the stream at minimal cost to you, the best way you can do that is by helping keep the chat moving. Of course, if you can't do that, I understand. But thanks for hanging out regardless. But active chat makes for a more active, entertaining stream. And thanks for the follows, by the way. I do see those. And Salva wants you to post beers, chat room. Marble. Sometimes you can find the bodies of demons in these piles. Let's go this way. Is this more bedrooms? A stare down? Rolf, thanks for paying forward that gift sub. And for gifting a sub to Artificial Idiot. Appreciate you. You didn't have to do that, but thanks for hitting 101 gift subs. A lot of goddamn gift subs, man. Holy dragons. Okay, well, the same, really. Taking me anywhere particularly of value, so let's just go back up to where we were. These are all just bedrooms, probably. Game's running a little better, but not much better. Ooh, there actually is some loot in this one. Some bags on the ground. The other nice thing about Goblin areas, oh, it just has a cabinet in it. The other nice thing about Goblin areas is if you do find gear, you can use it as a Dwarf, or a Goblin, or an Elf. Meaning it's a really easy way to acquire stuff. Res some zombies for dragon training. Can dragons even train skills? I mean, if you want to see that, here, let's do that. Although something that I can do, which I kind of didn't do out of muscle memory, is I can hit A, all the way up to 10. So I can raise up to 10 things at once. All right, good luck, dragons. I should sing a song. Are those dragons breeding? They can't because they don't have nest boxes in their egg layers, and the number of dragons I have has gone down. So how could they be breeding? Also, time moves really slowly in adventure mode versus fort mode. So like literally 9 months would have to go by. I've probably been playing this adventure for like maybe a couple weeks in game. Now try it with intelligent undead. Here's the thing. I already told you there's nothing I can do with intelligent undead. But if you insist, there you go. There's some intelligent undead. Now have fun. All you're doing is making me kill my animals. So, like, literally, that's all that this does. This doesn't benefit me in any way. I'm just showing you so the chat stops asking me to. Like, literally, this is a net negative for me, so. No, it's fine. But people are going to keep asking me all day. And this is the worst thing that you can possibly do when you have a bunch of pet animals as a necromancer. Especially if they're, like, hard to find animals. If only I had the hammer. I mean, I could just go kill them. That's not above the question. We're in an ad break, so I'm just doing this, but... Sure, if you wanted to clip this. I don't have the ability to clip and name clips while streaming because it's a bit of a waste of time. But if you'd like to, you're more than welcome to. In fact, I'd encourage you to. But you have to take the initiative and do it. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum. But yeah, this is a net negative. I'm not going to slay the intelligent because if the intelligent happens to have stunning powers, it could stun me and like 3-shot me. So I'm not going to waste this entire run on your silly demands. And you telling me to be a man and all that nonsense, Memequisitor, look at your name, do some self... How do I word this? Do some self-observation and think about how you come across to normal human beings and maybe word things slightly differently. Belly Television, thanks for the Prime for another month. Welcome back. Because none of them are hostile to me, so I'm safe. But this is a net negative to my pets. I don't care if it's a quote from Karate Kid. Not everybody understands every single reference that you reference me. If you say something that makes me feel like you're being a rude son of a... My response is going to be negative. Sorry, I'm human. Anyway, the zombies themselves will fall down pretty quickly, but they'll probably get some hits in on my dragons. The intelligent undead might just sit there. Yeah, it does. But I can't tell it to do anything or make it do anything unless I attack it, and then it will attack me. And I don't want that. So I'm going to walk away from it. Purple Izumi, thanks for the 11th month. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Had a blast, that is all. I'm sorry you have to force yourself to visit a place like Saskatoon. Windy and flat and not much going on. However, if you have family there, I'm sure that's lovely. I've spent a lot of time in various places in Saskatchewan in the past for sports, and I don't like that province. It's a very unpleasant place to visit, to put it politely. All right, well, if there is armies here, I haven't found any, so let's go to the Goblin Pits, which is where they tend to keep their soldiers more often. Where's the nearest Goblin Pit? We're right here. There's a Goblin Pit right there named Vice Demons. That's pretty good. And there's a rock. So let's go murk the bottom of a Goblin Pit. Maybe actually let's go to Hated Finger, because that's a much funnier name. And once we've done that, we're going to start heading south again, because I give up on that area. Yeah, if you have a family somewhere, going somewhere unpleasant is fine, but if you don't have family somewhere, I used to go there for sports, and I just associate it with sports and not great memories associated with sports. Oh, let's go this way. But thanks for the contribution to chat. I hope you had a great time. Well, you said you did, but so I'm glad you had a great time. Something that would actually be kind of fun is if we find the way into a cavern there. It's going down into the caverns, assuming my dragons can get down there, would be going to the caverns. Because if I could get into the caverns, then I could just walk around in there, and it doesn't matter how bad threats are. My dragons can probably just kill them. Okay, so now we are in an area where I can sleep, I think. Almost. Wait, actually, are we outside of this zone? Okay, not quite. There's a few more pits above, north and south of us. Here. Okay, now we're out of that zone. Let's just get out of the haunted area. Well, actually, let's sleep. Because if there is stuff in the haunted area, then that could be fun. Can you post clips here? There's no link rules in my chat, but if you break logical Twitch etiquette, you'll never post in my chat again. So you can post whatever, within reason. And thank you. Now my one companion is healed probably, as well as most of my dragons. That's a Hore Marmot, I think. I think I'm still sprinting. Nope, I'm just walking. Let's go to a jog. Move a little quicker. Jump up here, move out of here. So this is a Goblin Pit right here, although I need to go up and around this road. Or this river, not road. What do you guys think? Should we go after a rock? Where is it exactly? I thought it was closer. Not seeing it now. Yeah, I don't know where it is now. It's probably very obvious, but Librons, that was an area that was under attack. There's a dragon that was, oh, there it is. It's right here. So do you guys want me to go after a rock or go after a Goblin Pit? What do you think? Rock or Goblin Pit? Pit? Yeah. Pit. It depends on the powers intelligent undead have, says Erdes in YouTube chat. But it's one of those not necessarily. It's like either it's not too big of a deal and you just kill it, or I mean, saying both of them, Nixie, doesn't help. It just spams the chat and makes it harder for me to decide what chat wants. So pick one, please. Go kill the rock or kill the pit. We'll kill both of them. It just depends on which one we do first. Okay, so chat seems like they want to do the rock. So let's go to Dwayne's house and introduce him to my dragon fans. As first, apparently, I have to cross this guy. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Sorry, dragons. I'm going to have to abandon you for a hot sec. Oh, man. Why is it a really... Okay. Path to here. Can you not actually path to there? Aw, man. Okay, we'll go around it. I was like, I'm gonna swim across this river and then just fast travel on the other side so you catch up. But, can't actually do that. I need a river crossing point. There we go. This will work. So I wonder, are you drowning, Durgans? Nope. How about you? Nope. Okay. They're going after fish. Ain't that adorable? And I'm going to wait for 2 hours. There we go. I have 23 pets, so I've lost a couple more pets, apparently. Must have been to the zombies. Sage. Although I think mostly what I lost was beak dogs, because that's the only animals I'm seeing less of. Okay, where was that? Ah, there's the rock. This is the rock's cave, which is right below my camera. Wonder where this road goes to. Probably Rome, right? Oh, it's a Dwarven fortress. No fortress. Foglanced. Huh. But directly behind it, there's a destroyed mountain home called Glazeblow. Can your guy swim? Yeah, my dwarf's a pretty good swimmer. Like, if I hold down the go button, I just run straight through rivers. Like, that's how much... What the hell are they fighting? Did they already find the rock? Yep, they did. I might not even have the chance to see it. Okay, they're fighting it. You enthusiastic twats. Well, it looks like they're winning. The dragon claws the rock from behind, tearing the muscle. What's your current status, anyway? That was 1 turn against my dragons. I think it's gonna die. And it's only fighting 2 of them right now. Okay, now it's fighting 4. That's something, dude. Could I do a round-the-world trip in this game? Absolutely. But the world isn't a globe. It's a flat plane. But I could absolutely walk around the perimeter of the world. And I'll tell you this, with this character, with this particular setup, it would probably take me like 10 to 15 hours. Unless I was just fast traveling the entire time, but that would be difficult because mountains need to be crossed manually. Fortunately, because I'm a necromancer, I don't have to worry about eating or drinking. Or resting, for that matter, but I still need to stop and take care of my needs every now and again. So if I was playing a character that did need to eat and drink, it would be much easier. Okay, so west, okay, east, northeast is its location, which is the top of my compass, so it's now southeast, so east. Let's go until it just says east, south, yep, and then we go south. I want to find where it was staying. I want to find its nest. Because sometimes they have eggs, sometimes they have other things. North, northwest, come on. Do you not have a nest? Is it in a tree, maybe? East, south, east. Let's go east until it just says south. Okay. Is it literally this? Just a pile of rats? Yeah, it is. Let's say, is it up in the trees? No, it's not. So it doesn't. This rock didn't even have a proper nest. Huh. Well then. Weird. Wait, here's the thing. You don't have to not make the Dwayne Johnson joke. You can make the Dwayne Johnson joke. Okay, so now that we've done that, which went way faster than I expected. Normally when I assault locations that rocks live in, they just well, not immediately die, but usually what happens when I assault places where rocks are, they just kind of, for lack of a better term, aren't there for a while, and I always have to wait, but I guess the dragons got them. Oh, wow, I just found the hotkeys to scroll up and down without using, apparently plus and minus on the numpad, zoom in and out the camera in this, which is really, move up and down the camera, which is really nice. So let's just move up slightly so that my dragons can actually get across here. Let's wait for 2 hours. Let them all catch up. There we go. So now we're heading towards a goblin pit, which should probably have more soldiers at it. And they'll probably kill some of my dragons. I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. It's likely that they will probably kill some dragons. However, it sounds fun. Okay, so now we're entering into the goblin pits. Wish me luck, chat room. I have a question. What locations have you guys never seen before in adventure mode? All of them is a fair response. Because we're just kind of evil dwarf murder hoboing our way through the world, so if there's specific things you want me to try and seek out, let me know while we're on our way to our old fort. I need to jump down to these trenches and get into one of these. The nice thing about these goblin pits is while the forts are large and difficult to navigate, these are, if you're used to navigating the dark fortresses, these are significantly easier to navigate and like a tenth of the size. And while they don't have as much cool endgame stuff, they still can have some pretty cool stuff. Let's go up and to the right, this way. Okay, no way down. Okay, let's go south. Let's go to this one, actually. Let's go east. Yeah, that seems fine. So let's just hit wait for a bit until the mosh pit arrives. Okay, well, there's no way out here then. Oh, there's the way out. Get a nice object from a vault. I have to find a vault first. That's the problem, is people don't generally tell you where vaults are. And locating the vault is the hardest part of vaults. All right, let's go for this one. Oh, here's one right here. Didn't realize there was one directly south of me. There we go, perfect. You can now. Yeah, Vic. That has been fixed. Same with mummies. Mummies work properly now, too. You know, I kind of wonder if I could kill a bronze colossus. It's like one of the few bigger creatures that still scares me as this character. I was gonna say I need stairs down, but it looks like stairs up is all I'm getting. Let's probably Just a dead end, yep. Ah, that's probably where I need to be. Okay, where are we exactly? Yeah, that's a good sign. This is the problem with that bug. Is it just takes you up to the surface, and it's not always what you want. It's like if you even slightly misclick in the wrong spot, suddenly you're just somewhere completely different. Oh, absolutely, and then put them all in your military, you know? In fact, that's kind of the intended use for adventure mode. The problem with adventure mode is people play Fortress, or this is a problem with adventure mode, I guess, is people play Fortress mode and go, oh wow, this is its own game, this is awesome. And then they expect adventure mode to also be its own game. Whereas adventure mode is more of like an interactable character creator for Fortress mode in a lot of ways. Or like an interactive method of fucking with the world, basically. It's not best enjoyed as its own game, in my opinion. It's best enjoyed as like a way to play off of worlds that you've already partially explored or are exploring for the first time. And that's what makes adventure mode cool, at least to me. I think I've been here before. I think I've been here before. Waiting until I start to feel some lag or find stairs. That's water on the ground and blood, it looks like. I'm pretty sure I've been here before too, but that's fine. I'm mostly just looking for stairs. Let's go this way, because I don't think I've gone... Yeah, there we go. Trapdoor. Well... Does this look playable to... I guess when people ask me a question like that, I am physically incapable of answering it. I don't know how to answer. Is this playable? Does it look playable? What do you define as fucking around? There's a lot of like personal feelings about video games in that question, to the point where it's like, I don't know if I can reasonably answer it. I think it's perfectly playable, but many people hate it and think it's dog shit, so I don't know. I think if you have to ask me that question, I'm not going to be able to give you a satisfactory answer. Let's try this one. Okay, so this is how I got up there. So instead of going up, let's go this way. This is new. Where am I now? Okay, let's go this way. Where am I now? Let's try this. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Whoa. Why is their bodies down in there? Huh. Taking Dwarf port player strategies. Whoop. So Goblin's line of sight is only about this big when they're underground, so they actually can't see us. If I walk up to this guy... Actually, is he sleeping? Nope. Oh, no, I mean, that's exactly what happened. I didn't stream much adventure mode pre-stream, even though I'd played it and enjoyed it, purely because most people just wouldn't tune in if I was playing adventure mode. And then the people who did were like, man, could you just, like, play fort mode, please? Which, in case you don't know, is quite mortifying when you're trying to enjoy playing a video game that you like. I completely disagree. This is just as playable as the pre-Steam version. I completely disagree. Having streamed the pre-Steam version in the last year, I completely disagree. Watchable, I would understand, but playable, Nah, it's about the same. Considering I'm playing like 90% with keyboard anyway, unless I'm trying to show chat what I'm doing in a combat sequence, I am literally playing the exact same way I would in pre-Steam. It's kind of wild. I've never seen the skeletons end up down in the pit. All right, so this is either like a pretty dead pit, or we ended up in the wrong pit. Because these usually have more than one dude in them. This Goblin faction may also just really be losing. Oh, duh. Wait. Way down. Okay, we have been here before. Oh, I'm well aware that I can climb. I've gone down into much deeper caverns, and it's not a matter of how good am I at climbing, it's my animals can't. I could absolutely go down into the caverns, I just don't really care to. Because I can tell you right now, there ain't gonna be much down there, probably. Except for things that could, like giant cave spiders that could insta-kill me. Sometimes there are things that it's like, oh, you could do that. Yeah, absolutely, I could. Is it a wise choice at this point? Probably not. Because, like, I've had a number of people in the last 48 hours, like, while I've been streaming this, asking me how I got so good at adventure mode. Literally by being painfully cautious is how you get good at adventure mode. Like, just don't take unnecessary risks. But everybody takes unnecessary risks because Lamau. And then they say that adventure mode is boring and they don't like it. And it's like, well, I can't help you. If it was a cave entrance that I didn't need to climb out of, sure, I'd go down to the caverns for a bit. But I need a safe exit that's easy to attain. Dragons with wings. Those are not wings. They are wrestling apparatus that they use to strangle people. These are cave dragons, and also no dragons in Dwarf Fortress can fly. In fact, if you read their descriptions, it says that their wings are shriveled and curled after years of being locked underground. Basically, they are the Wall-E dudes in the chairs, but dragons. And instead of being in a Utopia space station, they're just stuck underground. Goblin army! Stop moving. I said that they may be attacking something. So this is either an army that's leaving or coming back from attacking something. I don't know. Honestly, ask Tarn. I'm not going to be able to give you a satisfactory answer. There might be a reason on the wiki. But dragons in Dwarf Fort are flightless? Flightless. Where'd that other guy go? Let's go this way a little bit. I mean, it's just a different type of world. That's all it is. I like lore that doesn't stick to the generic cookie cutter, samey stuff that a lot of game lore does. All right, let's sleep until dawn. Give all my dragons a chance to heal if they've been injured. You know what sucks? Raptor, is you're backwards. Adventure mode is the only mode that's actually properly moddable. Like, Fortress mode, Yeah, you can add other creatures, but you can reskin stuff and reword things, but you can't really adjust the game's mechanics without some very, very, very heavy DF hack integration, which then breaks the entire mod the second DF hack updates, which is pretty frequently. So adventure mode, on the other hand, you can just add abilities that do anything with any effect in the game. So you can make an ability that just shoots logs. To use the old, like, Gary's Mod concept, you can make a bicycle that shoots guns that shoot bicycles. But the problem is, so few people play adventure mode because they all just assume it's unfinished, boring, and empty, which is wrong. Or they go, oh, I played this for the simulator mode, and it's like, fuck off. But that's been the case as long as it's existed, right? And because it's a game with 2 games in it, well, more like 4, but because it's a game with multiple games in it, you'll have sides. People will pick sides, which is fucking moronic, and I hate it. But people will pick sides, and they always have, and they always will. This came from the DF Hack forums. It exists now. There will always be a portion of the community that is, why are you developing adventure mode? I just want fortress mode. Because fortress mode is more popular. Like I've done several polls over the years on my YouTube channel about what mode is your favorite in Dwarf Fortress, and it almost always ends with fortress mode winning wholeheartedly, and adventure mode being like 15%, and Legends and World Gen being like 2 and 1. And I'm in an ad break, so I will save. But adventure mode is the best mode for mods. Adventure mode is the best mode for, like, actually completing things that you want to be able to do in fortress mode but can't because you're supposed to do them in adventure mode. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I think that the day that you can play fortress mode and then click a button in fortress mode and then appear as an adventurer and then retire that adventurer and then immediately jump back into your fortress with minimal friction, I think when we get to that point, people will accept adventure mode more and patches for adventure mode more. But as long as you have to hit escape, retire or save, clone a save file or retire a save file, probably not as smooth as Keeper RL, but yeah, basically like the way Keeper RL does. I think there will always be a portion of I play fortress mode people that will never accept adventure mode. And it makes me sad because it's the mode that the developers preferred to develop. It's the original mode. It's what the game was originally designed around back in the day, and has consistently taken a backseat because the mode that people a large percentage of the audience latch onto more is fortress mode. And that's, I think, due to the fact that that's the mode that gets memed more, you know? It's the mode that the game is named after. It's the mode that... Because, like, the original pitch and design for Dwarf Fortress is you are an adventurer and you walk into a dwarven fortress that's been destroyed and try and figure out what happened. But that was before the game even released. By the time the game released, it was you build a little fortress, which is going to inevitably die. Like, there was no way to save it. The game was built in a way so that your fortress will inevitably fall. When the fortress falls, then you walk into it as an adventurer and explore it. And find artifacts, and then start a new fortress. Going pretty good. Big Bang. But, like, because, you know, when you're a crowdfunded game, you have to do the thing that the audience wants or you don't get tips. What would happen is Zach and Tarn would put out a patch for Dwarf Fortress and add a bunch of content to adventure mode. And then people would be like, what the fuck? Where's my fort mode stuff? Like, how dare you not port fort mode stuff to this game that I love? And then they'd be like, fine. And then they'd spend 6 months, and then they'd put a bunch of stuff into fort mode, and then they'd be like, yeah, and then you'd have a small bunch of people going like, can we make this work in adventure mode? And Tarn would be like, well, and then they'd complain again that they're not getting stuff for fort mode. We could go after another goblin pit, or I can just start traveling. What do you guys want? Because I could go to the Carnage of Frogs, which is the name of, okay, chat, I've officially found the grossest river name in this world. Where is it? I need to hit it again. There it is. That brook That is the grossest name I have found in fort mode. If you actually think that it's that bad, Angel Greed, allow me to tell you a life hack, right? Run the script, save orders, I think? And then you can load your orders back into the world immediately when you go back into a fort. You can, like, literally you hit 2 buttons and then bang, all your orders are back. If it actually bothers you that much, which is insane to me, because for me, like, yeah, I have 1 screen of automated orders, right? And then, like, a couple nobles. And it's, like, maybe 10 minutes of just, like, going through and setting up all my orders again and reassigning all my nobles to where I want them. And that's it. Like, it's not hard. And you already have a baron? Well, that's great. Nobles are awesome. They actively keep your fortress happier if their needs are satisfied. Like, literally one of the best things for your fortress. Oh. I found their armies, chat. You see this tower here? So this is a destroyed Dwarven Helix. This is a destroyed Dwarven Helix. And if I zoom in, there's a tower here. There's a tower here if I go this way. Oh, I'm also walking over trenches. These are temporarily temporary settlements that the Goblins set up to go to war. Okay, how come I can't? Oh. So these constructions can be built and destroyed as Goblins attack things. So when you're getting constantly sieged, it's because there's an area like this close by that has a bunch of Goblins in it. So theoretically, if you wanted, if you had helixes close to where you settled in fortress mode, you could retire your fortress and then just go to an area like this close by and murder all the Goblins that are fighting with you. I don't know if there will be any here. They may have already left to move on to the next place to fight, but, you know, this shit's kind of cool. Let's just go here. Ah, here it is. This is a Goblin tower. This is where they'd all sleep while it's at war. Which is, you know, they're never interesting, but Goblins don't sleep on beds, so. These are cave dragons, but yes. They don't breathe fire. I don't really want regular dragons, because I would have died by this point. Let's go to a destroyed helix. Yeah, this area is just full. Okay, this might actually look kind of cool. This is a helix that was so heavily besieged. Like, this is the tiny little areas where the dwarves used to live. Completely surrounded. I wonder how long this place was under total siege. No, they just leave the wildlife completely destroyed. Which also, in my opinion, proves that goblins and dwarves actually kind of have some stuff in common. As in that, like, neither of them care for nature, really? Yeah, this is like the entrance to a helix. Yeah, no, this war is definitely over. This is a huge patch that I would assume used to be, like, these high ground, like, they'll build these, like, little platforms out of areas, so they, like, filled in dirt there. What's this? It's a statue of Toad. Hell points. Toad hell points. This was a, I've seen this person a couple times. Mark relates the corruption of the goblin toad. Yeah, I've seen a few images of that goblin around, like, this dwarven faction specifically. Yeah, like, if I, like, here's another reason why I would love, like, look at this. They straight up had, like, a trench barricade around the edge. Like, we're heading towards, okay, no, we're heading away from the living area. But yeah, the roads literally had barricades. If I jump onto one of the mounds, is it gone? Oh, no, here it is. Wow, there's still dwarves here. Holy shit. That's a issue. Also, they have some cloaks. I don't think I have a cloak. Yeah, I didn't. Let's double check. Just over here stealing cloaks from these people. Okay, I did still have a robe. Could use a new loincloth. Do you have a loincloth? Ooh. That's a nice hood. They must have been working or stuck with the goblins for a while because they've got Gorlak leather in here. Let's grab those 2 socks. Let's grab that pigtail thong. By that I mean loincloth. Let's remove my other thong. They can keep it if they want. Let's remove my sock. Let's remove my sock. Let's wear the new socks. Drop the old socks. Now that I've done all that, is there somebody in charge here? Are they Goblin Dwarves? They don't have Goblin... Well, actually, I'll be able to tell you in a second. I say greetings. My name is yours, Fearcrafts. Says, hello, I'm Manghelm Marks. Well, they don't have Goblin names, so if they are Goblin Dwarves, they're not that goblin-y. Ask how the listener is feeling. How are you feeling right now? It won't turn out well. No, these are definitely not Goblin Dwarves. They build trenches in forward operating bases, yeah. Whereas the elves just live in a tree. Huh. I asked about a local necromancer who I heard about in that last pit, and they said that he is chief. Let's inquire about any troubles. Well, let's see. We've got armies on the march and the occupation and the occupation and the missing treasure. That's interesting. So they're actively occupied. Let's ask about the occupation. This place has been conquered by the Gnarled Torment. I would rather not. I asked them to join me in an insurrection against the Gnarled Torment. Join me and shake off the yoke of the dungeons of soothing from the weary shoulders of the people of Growldark forever. No, okay. How about this? I need to ask about the guy in charge. The surrounding areas, like who... Is there a way to hold all of your items in one hand post-character creation? Why would you want to do that? It makes you not able to pull a weapon out, so you have to put all of the items away to be able to pull a weapon out. You're best off, like, just bringing a pack mule with you if you want everything accessible. And then ask the pack mule to not move whenever you go into a combat situation, and it'll stay behind you. Where's that line I'm looking for? Let's ask about the site's neighbors or trade partners. There's nothing organized here. Oh, interesting. Also, anything that you guys can do to keep the chat moving is greatly appreciated. You're sure that you would get hammered or thrown in a dungeon, but I think that the elves are right. If living in, like a goblin, the area turns evil, which makes it rain mucus or blood. I think that the elves are misunderstood, over-exaggerated, and used as a racist allegory by parts of the Dwarf Fortress community that suck. That's what I think the elves are. I think that they're cool-ass characters that are some of the neatest characters in the world, actually. And if you go purely by the ethics chart, both humans and goblins are evil-er. Goblins are just libertarians, and humans are actually conniving and evil. And anybody can become the big bad in the format of necromancy, so. You have them in your taverns frequently? I love it when the elves invade you with giant creatures. Oh, people love... I'm going to be as surface level as possible with this. If you talk about elves in the context of any fantasy video game, Nivek, people will, especially if they're people who like fantasy games, will use terms like knife ears, tree huggers, and various other dark, kind of condescending terms. And you need to remember that fantasy is a way to talk about historic or current events with a guise of fantasy, allowing you to talk about darker subjects without coming across as controversial, meaning that there are certain types of people who knowingly or unknowingly use them as a racist equivalent to things that they would be naturally prejudiced against in real life. Caverns, petitions, and citizenship. Oh, no, totally, I agree. But one of the worst updates to Dwarf Fortress is if you make a singular artifact, like 150 people from across the world claim it, and then it's thief, 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 and I fucking hate that. So once that gets balanced, I will agree with you. But I almost never have public taverns because I don't like dealing with the thieves. Even if you lock up your taverns, my taverns end up full of random zombies and things if I'm off in the middle of nowhere. So I usually just lock the doors and don't allow visitors. What was I going to do? Right. Let's just ask for permission to stay for a day. Yeah, I guess I can't ask about who's in charge here. I am a furnace operator, they say. Let's ask about the other troubles. Let's ask about the armies on the march, because I know that they're occupied, but who are the armies? The army of Enno Rustsnail is marching on Bannerglaze. Okay, where are they? For the whereabouts of the human... Oh, it's a human. Probably on the move or deep underground, but you can't be sure. So what was the name of that place? Let's ask for directions. Oh, which was marching on Bannerglaze. I think Bannerglaze is like right next to us. It's nearly a day's travel to the south. Okay, so it's literally south of us. So there's that. There you go. So there is goblins marching on a dwarven fortress. So we can try and find the goblin army around that. Be easier if we had the overlay that shows the position of points of interest / threats on the overworld, which is a thing that will eventually get put back in the game. And we're going to take an opportunity to sing some songs. Thanks for the 80 pennies. Greatly appreciate you. That's the first notification of money in 45 minutes. And is that the second bits of the day? Or the first bits? That is the second bits of the day. The first one was literally 10 minutes into the stream. All right, let's play some music. I'm going to perform some music. I'm not very good at simulating instruments. Fragrances, onward, and I will sing. And everybody joins in. My dragons dogpile me. I'm singing sloppily. What? Man. Did I get rusty about my singing? That's horrific. Sing Depression, then. I'm singing well. Okay, I guess I know that song. BRB? Alrighty. See when you get that. Villains should be a toggle feature. In Advanced World Gen, they are. Everything is a toggle feature in Advanced World Gen. Let's just sleep till dawn. But the problem is if you disable the villains, and also in the difficulty settings, I think you can just completely disable theft. But for me, it's like, even if you disable something, they still show up, even though they can't steal things. And I don't like it. There's 2 reasons why I generally leave my taverns closed. The main one is where creatures showing up at your house just sucks. The other reason is fat planter. The other reason I don't generally enjoy disabling villains is because it does disable other behind the scenes features that are pretty damn cool. So it's one of those kind of things where it's like, well, I'm going to forego this one feature in exchange for this other feature that's actually pretty neat. Okay, so how far south am I heading? Okay, so we have to cross this river, and I think this road leads to it. So I'm just gonna kind of loosely follow the road from a distance. Yeah, all of these areas are just taken over. It's a pretty dense little goblin spot. Do you guys want to investigate around that dwarven fortress and try and find goblin armies? Or do you want to... This is like choose your own adventure. Or do you want to go directly east and try and hit another goblin pit? Because there's a goblin pit like right here. Librons? These are the guys who are marching. Also, Kingsack, which we should go to first, actually. Kingsack is taken over by goblins, so we should go there, too. And they are marching on Bannerglaze right now. You guys want me to go find armies? Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to throw a third option in here because I didn't notice that Kingsack had been completely taken over. So I'm just going to go to Kingsack first, which I think is right here. I'm going to do a hard save real quick because I've had crashes when going into Goblin forts and Dwarven forts. So I don't want to lose all my running in a straight line progress, you know? Yeah, I think we're going to Kingsack, and then from Kingsack, we'll go try and find the actual invaders. Because that's just going to be a lot of running in circles for a bit. I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been a Kitfox post. I just realized, like, that patch has been out for a little bit now, and there wasn't a newsletter post. You're surprised by the update? Like how quick it popped up, or... How long have I been live, actually? I've been live for 4 hours. I'm going to, go take a piss real quick. I'll be right back. There is a patch note, but it's not explained well. Yeah, well, that sucks. Let's see if we can get down to here. Oh, interesting. So this is interesting for... Okay, never mind. This is the wrong one. This is Work Wheels. Actually, no, sorry. This is Bannerglaze. This is the one that I said I would go... I said I wasn't going to go to. But the reason this is interesting I've never seen a Dwarven fortress that has house icons above it. So before we go there, let's go to Kingsack. Which I'm pretty damn sure is just going to be like right here. Let's just check the world map. So it's directly... We just have to follow this road. Yeah, I think I've lost most of my beak dogs. I'm gonna just ride this one. Get some riding skill. Riding skill allows you to mount and dismount faster and also stop your animal from panicking easier. Okay, so it should just be directly east. Unless it's just directly underground, which means that I won't find it. So now it's south. Maybe it's in that corner of the road? Yeah, it's just something you have to do. South, southeast. Let's go east a little bit. Still it says south. We're getting damn close. Top left compass. We're running towards a Dwarven fortress. Well, suddenly all... Although I may have actually run past it. Whoa. Okay, this is kind of cool. Suddenly Goblin pits. And holy shit, the game is lagging. Okay. So I'm just going to wait. Actually, I'm going to go slightly north and just rest. The reason I'm going to do that is because the game is lagging incredibly, which means there's something here. So let's just sleep until dawn. Whatever. Okay, it's nighttime anyway. That's good. Save the game? Okay, I can save. I mean, I just did, but I can do it again. When's the next ad break? Actually, I could run an ad break simultaneously. Next ad break's in 3 minutes, so I will just run the ad break a couple minutes early, and we will save because, like, you're not missing anything while I'm saving. Also, to those of you still listening, to those of you listening, I suppose, who can still hear me through the ad, we have crested back over 900 subscribers here on Twitch, which is really nice. So thank you for that. We're up to 908. The goal is always to hold 1,000, but I'm quite happy with that, so thank you. Because we were damn close to 700, or 790, I guess, when I started the week, and we managed to climb back up and over. I feel like the official patch for the main branch will explain all the features. I appreciate your optimism, because I don't feel the same way, Vukruk. I do not feel the same way. Also, you guys want to see a sneak preview of something kind of cool? Check this out. This is a design for a new sticker / new mug, which I showed yesterday, but I like to show it a couple times because not everybody's going to see things. So, what do you think? It's Fluffy Wamblers. Don't worry, so is Twitch chat, Edward. It's Friday. Is the only thing I can say. The YouTube chat got pretty quiet on, what's it called? The end of yesterday. And so did the Twitch chat, and I have a slight suspicion it's due to the American presidential, how do I put this? Reality TV show of depression that is going on right now. So I have a suspicion it's got something to do with that. Okay, the lag is starting again. Fiasco? Nonsense? A depression incentive? I don't know. But simply put, I'm just gonna walk to the middle of this. And also I'm just gonna jump across here. Path to here. Whew. Alternate version with a bronze colossus foot or corpse in the background for an old reference? Wait, what? Holy shit, did they dig the whole thing up? Am I misseeing this? Oh my god. No they didn't. Okay. Like, what? Okay, so this is a besieged, now goblin-occupied Dwarven fort. Hey, look, a book! I'm gonna go read it. In adventure mode or in Dwarf Fortress in general? Or are you talking about in real life? Because in real life, I don't know. What does empathy do? But in adventure mode, it impacts your ability to speak with people. Secret of Gale Hexes. Authored by Aslot, it concerns the Fortress of Gale Hexes. It's full of force yet, and overall it is quite cruel. It's passable. It's just a book. But yeah, it impacts your trading ability, your speech ability, your ability to talk to people and not piss them off, that kind of thing. How skilled at reading am I? Quite skilled. Well, actually, I don't know. It's probably changed. I've read quite a few books. You don't need to be skilled at reading to read, though. I'm actually just going to speak with my god real quick. It's been a while. I'm gonna ask the god about the weather. It's pleasant enough out here. And we'll ask about the surrounding area. Tell me about this area, dear god. I can't wait until the god actually responds, and then I will say goodbye. Okay, so first thing that I'm really curious about here is there actually a goblin pit dug into here? But you asked me about my reading skills, which would be under other skill. I am a novice writer, wordsmith, competent reader. Is the bronze colossus kill? Oh, I see. Oh, you were talking about, I thought you were talking about the where I was in the world right now on this map. I didn't quite put two and two together that you were referencing that. I mean, maybe. I think that there's other references that we could do that would be more interesting. Although that's not my favorite bronze colossus kill was throws a puppy at bronze colossus dies. Oh my fuck. Great lobed ears goblin to the muscular goblin spearman. I am escaping from danger, which threatened my former home. I'm sure this is good. I didn't do any of this. Something is killing them. Now, it could just be the goblins killing each other. But something is killing them. Could be a forgotten beast, could be a demon, could be the dwarves that are still here. It could be any number of things. I've got stuff in my hands. Oh. But I don't know. So the game just, like, locked, by the way. I'm gonna greet this goblin. Melville pets a cave dragon. I'm gonna greet the listener again. They don't respond. Oh, there they go. Hello, dwarf. I am you to spider ghouls. Well, these are definitely goblins. They're also oddly not aggressive around me. But I want to get into the middle of their mess before I start fighting. This is probably going to be a pretty laggy fight, just a heads up. But can we get a Vile Force of Darkness? Because today we are the Vile Force of Darkness. I'm also going to start sprinting. Just to allow me to clear distance faster. There we go. Now we're at full speed. Remembering sprinting does tire you out. But because I am a necromancer, I do not tire. I do not have the petty feels of exhaustion. Is this an attack? Well, to the skinny goblin, not a quarter hour ago, I attacked me. Well, I'm sure that's good. I don't even know if I could necessarily win this fight. Holy shit. So, we figured out where all the soldiers from that place we were previously went. Oh no, there's a dwarf here. A frail thresher. Wow. Crowded Teeth Siege Engineer. There's a brewer. There's also some humans in here. Whoa. There's blood. It could also just be goblins combating with goblins. But if I'm going to assault this place, even with my dragons, I have to be very careful. Let's put my weapon away. Oh, there will be lots of impending fun. So you know how, like, when a random visitor wanders into your fort, and you're like, man, that guy's kind of sus, but you let him in anyway, and then he turns into a were creature and kills 40 people in your tavern? That's what I'm doing right now. This is Ton Prime Iron, the Amazon brand of iron. The item is an image of Ton Prime Iron, the dwarf in Gabbro. Ton is laboring. The artwork relates to the authoring of Amazement and Vision by the dwarf Ton Prime Iron in Fiend Newt in the mid-autumn of 89. I'm going to roll this dice, see what happened. Oh, look at that. We got a week of good fortune. Lovely. I've discovered a cavern deep underground. Oh, it's a pretty shallow fortress. Let's just go down as far as I can see and say, move here, motherfuckers. Path to here. There's another dice. Okay. So there's a road. Probably. Oh my god, this is new. It just showed the surface before. I found a stealth new feature. And you can fast travel along it. Holy fuck. That's kind of huge. I don't think you could do that before. What does good fortune do? I have no idea. I'm genuinely serious right now. So I'll bet you that would let us walk to Sacred Abbeys, because the mountain halls are fully underground. Has anybody, like, done that before in Fortress mode? Because I don't think I have. I don't think I have. That feature was in the first version of Steam DF Adventure? Maybe it was something that was just making my game crash before, because I don't recall it showing that period. I don't recall that overlay being there. I just remember, like, zooming out and it just being like, you can't travel. It's like, all right. But that's neat. That works. Because that's something that didn't work in older versions. The game's still laggy as all hell. Now, it might be because of all of the goblins on the surface, which is possibly it. Or it's because there's something fun going on downstairs. So we're going to go downstairs. And then we're going to look for artifacts, I think. Here's the thing. Yeah, I do. Or, yeah, I have. I've also reclaimed a bunch of them. But when I first started playing this version of Adventure Mode, and I'd go down to an area like... Oh. When I'd go down to an area like this, it would tell me... It would just literally just crash the game. I beg your fucking pardon? There's fire coming out of a wall. Chat, that wall is burning. I mean, my dragons are immune to fire. That's the first thing I have to say. And the second thing I have to say is I have a shield and I'm pretty damn good with it. So if I have to, I can block fire pretty effectively. Well, there's a forge right there. Let's see, can I safely go into here? I think I can. Okay. I'm listening. I don't see any treasures of the gods. Goblin blood is coming off of all of my animals. So it's certainly possible it's something I can't see. It's my dragon. My big dog. But here's the thing. It's very, very, very possible. Yeah, see, the dragons are just walking through lava. They don't even fucking care. It's very possible it's something I can't see it. So let's just move this way. How did I acquire them? I went to a Goblin Black Fortress and explored for a bit. View Casseret, view that, view that. These are probably what? Lava Sea? Right, are these? Yeah, these are magma smelters. Okay, that's where the open space is. I want to peek underground. Oh, man. Guess I can't deconstruct that either. Well then. I think I figured out why this is an occupied fortress. Can somebody please link that clip for Neezer? Please and thank you. If anybody can find the clip of me explaining why no, I'm not going to resurrect these dragons as zombies. So this is a what? A very large humanoid composed of ash. It has mandibles, and it appears to be emaciated. Beware its deadly spittle. There it goes. I'm going to stay away from this. I don't want to accidentally get yeeted into lava. Cave dragon. Chat, we are fighting a demon. They not only would be hostile to other dragons, but also literally anything I run into. Misses the thing of ash. Looks surprised. Oops. Ghost of Ash has been struck down because a cave dragon clawed it in the upper body, breaking away the tissue. So now, the cave dragon that killed it is now the Unspeakable War of Islands. They got a extended name. Basically, because I'm not going full evil and I do intend on eventually going and returning to my old fortresses, it's kind of a redundant question to turn them into zombies. So can I go further down? Doesn't look like it. Crud. But that does imply that there's probably some rare items in here. I mean, it's way cooler than my title, which is the... Well, can't see it because I'm standing up. The Grasping Lance of Miles. Although Urist Fearcraft is pretty good, especially because I came a Necromancer. Yeah, but you can't resurrect animals as intelligent undead. So... This is an awkward door location. Because there's an open space beneath that thing blocking my way. Okay, well, let's just backtrack directly the way that we came. And head back up. And what do you think, chat? Do we start killing the invaders? We've explored the basement. And obviously these dwarves are using this as a disturbing way of occupying a dwarven fortress. You use your numpad, or you rebind the keys. Neutron dwarf. And if you have a keyboard without a numpad, you rebind the keys. And if you don't have a numpad, well, I feel old. Just looking to see if there's an invisible item around here. Wait, is it there? What is it? Aban Nish. It's a square pale metal shield. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. Well, I can equip it, but I don't think it's going to show. But I should equip it, even though it's not going to show. Yeah, it's a shame it's not going to show, but damn, I'm going to use that anyway. It's an invisible shield, we'll say. Is this an attack? Damn right. It's a good thing it's not like pants and it's just a shield, right? Wow, there do be a lot of goblins here. Where are they heading right here? I wonder. Probably just bedrooms, but... Oh, hello. Human maceman, unassuming. Hello. Hello, dwarf. I am Ithlena. Join me, person. Oh, that's not where my hand is supposed to be. The band's so large. Yeah, I'm never going to be able to get any more followers because they're all going to be like, wow, you have like 25 members in your party. And it's like, but they're all dragons. They don't take the loot. What do you want about? Why is there teeth here? Oh. I found the goblin mosh pit, I guess. There's just teeth everywhere and other fun stuff. The goblin dive barn. You really have to dive to the bottom of the earth to get to it. Holy crap, that's a lot of talking. Oh, absolutely, Big Sparn, but I'm not going to do that because I want to notice when they add official ones. Oh my fuck, this is what I was looking for. Holy shit, it's for sale, too. Ain't that cute. Just wondering if there's any non-goblins in here. Okay, there is some dwarves. But that's just me being a weirdo. Honestly, like, if you feel that it would improve your experience playing this game, I would absolutely recommend that you go seek out some mods that fill in the missing art, because there's quite a few of them now. Okay, most of it's materials that I don't exactly need, but man, I want to massacre all these guys, but it's going to take so long. Cheers, Neezer. We'll see you later. This is the basement of an abandoned dwarven fortress, right? That's been occupied by goblins. Let's talk with this dwarven gem cutter. I tell them who I am. Ask how they're feeling. I'd rather not say. How about I express my values on power? No doubt, he says. He agrees with me on that. Ask about troubles. We've got beasts. Oh. So you don't mind the occupation. Let's ask about the beasts. People have been tormented by a fearsome ford, desert abyss, the torch of chopping. Seek this place if you hunt an Etten. Ooh. Where is it? She's killed 2. Where's desert abyss? It's far to the north. How far to the north? I mean, I'm not going north again, but... Not immediately seeing it. Oh, there it is. We walked right past an Etten earlier. Well, I'm not going back up there, so. Nuts grower? There is a discovered temple location over here, chat, called Nuts Grower. I think Ron Jeremy founded this place. So what do you think, chat? Do we leave these peasants and merchants down here? Or do we put them out of their existence? What do we do? We can either let them continue selling and trading items. Consider them merchants. So let's do this like gladiatorial combat, yeah? If you want me to slaughter every single one of these dwarves and goblins down here, and humans, thumbs down. If you want me to let them live, thumbs up. Find that emoji, post it. This counts for YouTube chat too. I am looking at you, even though it's a little quiet over there. Thanks for leaving the likes on the stream, and thanks for chittery chatting as much as you have been. Since 1 live, 1 kill. 2 live, 1 kill. 3 live, 1 kill. Goblins are immortal, actually, in Duridius. YouTube says live. Diamond refuses to state. Okay, either way. Looks like people are saying live. All right, so we will leave these merchants to merchant as much as they want, but anything in a suit of armor going up is going to be cut into pieces. That's the way we're going to do this. Thank you for your input, YouTube chat. But it is settled. We're leaving this area to continue existing as it pleases. We're gonna follow the Congo line of goblin lines out till we get to right here. I still can't believe there was actually a demon in the basement, though. That's kind of crazy to me. Did I just fall down that? Yeah, I did. And he did it again. Okay, stop that action. You're making things unnecessarily dangerous. Somehow I didn't take any damage, though. I got some bruising. Well then. Fortress can generate into obsidian walls and expose their contents, makes it worthwhile to visit and explore them for an artifact and fun hunting adventure. No, totally. It is worth exploring them. I do find that settling in them, though, can either be very frustrating or like more of a pain in the ass than it's worth. But if you can find a good one, they can be quite fun to explore. God, you make me so nervous, Dwarf. What is this? Out of curiosity? It's just a normal ass cave spider silk web. I think I can rest here, so let's just go here and see if I can rest. Yes, I can. I'm going to sleep for 6 hours, get rid of my bruising. I am fully kitted out in pretty great gear, so that'd be why. Also, my wounds are gone. Sleeping healed my bruising. And kobolds ain't my baby, but that's beside the point. Just using the path to here option moves so much quicker. Okay, that's the top. Where'd all these soldiers go? What? Okay, so are they all sleeping? Bizarre. Are these guys dying? What the hell is happening? Okay, I need to walk over here. I need to see why these guys are all just like stunned and dying. Holy shit. Well, that explains it. Well, Is this the place where it's acceptable to kill random people? Because I'm assuming it is. It looks like it. Whoops. Oh, you know what I should do? Oh, you know what I should do? Oh, you know what I should do? Yep. Yep. Let's cause some chaos. I'm not gonna move for a little bit because an ad break is about to hit. So. What if I'm not gonna throw any particularly strong ones in there, but I'm gonna spit at this guy. So, spitting takes time. The frame rate is now 4. Something's happening. Apparently I managed to hit some human in the arm with my spit. The ads are now running, so I will wait for 90 seconds. If you're wondering why I'm not saving, it's because I'm genuinely scared of saving right now. Because if the frame rate gets bad, it might take us a really long time to get out. So I would rather potentially jump back to a save file to not do this. Thank you for the compliments on my incredible spitting technique. But thank you everybody for hanging out today. Appreciate you guys spending time here on this channel on a Friday, watching Dwarf Fortress. Not just Dwarf Fortress, but adventure mode within Dwarf Fortress. So I just have to say thank you for that greatly. But I would just like to make note that if you would like to, I don't know, support the stream financially, wink. I'm only $10 away from my daily minimum. It's $10 US. My daily minimum is if I stream for 8 hours, I make minimum wage. But, you know, just saying. The other thing I will say is we're going to have some new merch soon, and also you should follow my blog. But I'm going to try and walk away from this nonsense because it's going to be going for a bit. You know, just inciting violence. So they're just punching the corpses. So it does seem like the goblins are going to win this fight against those corpses. But, like, we could take bets. Also, ViewBot5, thank you for your service. Try and stand. So part of the reason I think the frame rate's so bad is literally all of my dragons are just yeeting themselves down in there to go kill them. Wow. And there's blood falling off of stuff. There's goblins. Goblins climbing the walls. You know, I'll bet you what we saw when those soldiers were all walking out, I'll bet you we saw a squad of soldiers leaving to go siege something. There's we've got beak dogs jumping in there. All kinds of shenanigans. I'm gonna stand up if I can. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm just gonna force turns to go by once I can stand up again. Oh, no, I'm still standing. That's good. I'm just gonna say path to here. Finish action. Don't care if I'm in conflict. Just move. I love how this human pulled out a knife. Just has a tiny knife. You know, for 4 frames a second, it is actually moving. Could be a lot worse. Is it possible to incite violence without being directly involved? Does resurrecting zombies count as being directly involved? I think that fight ended. So now we're just waiting for all of my dragons to path back out. You can argue with somebody to a point where they attack you. I don't know if that counts. If you successfully accuse somebody of being a were creature, by that I mean that they're actually a were creature. A dwarf everybody in the room will attack them. But that's all I really know. Is this your strongest adventure, or have you had ones before? I've had ones a long